a brief opening statement from Coach. Then we'll open it up to questions for student athletes, and then we'll dismiss them and return to Coach. We'd remind you to raise your hand, please. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you, and we'll go from there. Coach?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank the city of Spokane. It's been great to the hospitality that we've had, and just the way we were taken care of. Really, we're really grateful for that. When I look at this season, no one wanted us here. No one thought we would be here, and we're still here. And we got this far, and unfortunately ran into a tough team tonight and did not prevail. But at the end of the day, we will continue to build. This is our second Sweet 16 in 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, this is UCLA's third in a row. Third time's a charm. And we'll be back again and be able to move forward.
All right, let's open it up to questions for KK Deans and Tamia Sadler.
Sam Sklar with the Clarion Ledger. For KK, this program, just a few years ago was having a hard time just getting into the NCAA tournament, but now looking where you are now, where do you just feel like this program is right now as you leave and Coach Yo is still here?
Just thankful for this program, this opportunity, Coach Yo for just believing in me and everybody that she put around us as a team. We are, as a program, we are on the upward. Like she said, this is the second time in 3 years that they made it to the Sweet 16. So I expect nothing less. I expect Sweet 16 to be the goal. And I know she's not going to stop until she gets to the top. So they're surrounded by a great woman, a great coach, and a great coaching staff that's going to push them every day to get to that goal.
And KK, just particularly with Madison Scott, someone who's been here for 5 years, the whole ascension of this program, what has it just been like being teammates with her, and what are some of the things maybe that we don't really see about her from behind the scenes?
Maddie is a great person on and off the court. She does a lot, and not only on the court, but the impact she has on the Oxford community, her foundation, they love her. She's built a legacy that no one can take away from her at Ole Miss, and I know she's proud to be Ole Miss Rebel. And I love her. Being a teammate with her, she can shoot, she can get downhill, and she's 6'3", so she's a guard and a post body. So I love her, and she's gonna have a great career.
KK, this would be for you. Actually, for both of you. Even with a tough loss in the Sweet 16, what do you feel like the lasting legacy should be for Team 50?
Lasting legacy, that we fought hard. We love each other. We played for each other. No matter what was going on, we always came together and decided that we were going to fight and we were going to be who we were, which is a defending team. And I just think we should be proud of where we came from. From the first game in Paris, we didn't run away from anybody. Whoever they said was the best, we laced our shoes just like them. And we came on the floor, and we respect all, and we fear none. So I think we really took that to heart this whole entire year, and I think that should be our legacy.
Yeah, to continue on what KK was saying, I think this team is one that we only believed in ourselves instead of listening to the outside noise. So at the end of the day, it was really up to us. And our legacy, although it ended, it fell short. I feel like we accomplished a lot of what we wanted to accomplish throughout the year.
Okay, we can go to Zoom for a question from Donna Sprayberry. Donna?
Hi, girls. We were really proud of you back home here in Mississippi. Just want you to know that. But Tamia, this one's for you. This time last year, you were entering the portal, getting ready to come to the SEC for the first time, come to Ole Miss. Can you just talk about how that process, changed you as a person and how you've evolved and changed as a player from that?
Uh, 5 years and 3 schools later, I feel like I finally found a place that I could call home. And I'm so thankful that for the opportunity to play here at Ole Miss. Coach Yo has been tremendous throughout my journey, and she really helped me find my confidence and find myself again. So I'm really thankful just to be able to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And it was a great journey, and I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish here. I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of this program, and I know we will go on and do great things in the future.
More questions for student athletes? All right, we'll dismiss the student athletes, and once they've left the stage, we'll direct questions to Coach. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach?
Sam Sklar with the Clarion Ledger. Just in terms of, I know you're not ready to really think about this right now, but in terms of just replacing a player like Madison Scott, who's been with you through this entire ascension of the program, how do you just kind of imagine trying to do that?
Last summer I do a lot of work with Nike, and so last year I went to speak to their leadership team, and I asked them what will happen when Phil Knight, like the inevitable, and they looked at me confused, and they said, "What do you mean we're gonna thrive?" The work that he has done, his legacy, his staple, he has taught us to thrive through it all. And so when I think about Madison Scott and what she has done here, her journey is done here, but what do you think we're gonna do? We're gonna thrive. Or everything that she's done has been in vain, and I won't let that happen.
Kendra Andrews, ESPN. Lauren Betts is just a handful of a player. Can you walk us through a little bit of what your defensive plan against her was, and just, how you even tried to slow a player like that?
Well, obviously, whatever we tried didn't work, and it didn't work for 32 other teams either. Seems like so. She is everything as advertised. Anytime they got in a bind, they just threw it to her. That is a luxury. You don't have to run a play. You don't have to. You can just throw it in to your dominant post player, and she is that. We played against her 2 years ago at Stanford, and I was like really glad she didn't play a lot. And I think that's how we got out alive. But she played tonight and showed her dominance. The game plan we had was really working. That start in the third quarter really took us out. 1-point game at the half. Yeah, she was scoring, but she was scoring twos. They had only made 1 3, and then all of a sudden, we let them get loose and hit 2 threes and get the momentum going. Now we're tight, and she really got rolling. So she is a very tough matchup. UCLA looks like a team that can win a national championship to me, because I don't like who's going to stop her. Now they're gonna have their work cut out. There's some good teams, and I'm SEC all the way. So obviously I'm gonna root for my people. But at the end of the day, they are very, very tough as long as she's playing the way she plays.
Hi, Coach. Alexa Philpott, ESPN. We talked a lot about your seniors that are kind of moving on to new endeavors, but I guess from the perspective of the players that are returning next year, what do you want them to take from an experience like this and being able to kind of build off of it? And even as a coach, being back at this stage for the second time in 3 years, what do you, I know it's really fresh, but what do you
Right.
hope to take from it as you guys continue to build this program?
Yeah, I think we have put ourselves in a position to be a perennial Sweet 16 team. Now it's going to be up to the support that we get to be able to move beyond that. You know, talent matters. You know, a lot of people don't give any. Every time I hear about our team, I hear about how tough we are. I never hear about coaching. And I don't understand it because I don't have All-Americans on my team. And every team we play, they have 4 or 5 All-Americans. So clearly, from a coaching perspective, something is being done right. Now the next level for us to move forward is to be able to do what UCLA did, okay? They have been going Sweet 16, Sweet 16. What do? They go get Janiyah Barker and bring her off the bench. She's an All-American. They go get Lauren Betts and let her play. Tamia Gardner. Like, they went and got pieces that allowed them to move forward. The next step for us is to be able to do the same in the portal because freshmen ain't doing it. I'm just telling you. So we have to be able to have the support to be able to go and get what we need so that we can move forward. But at minimum, I think we should be a Sweet 16 team. Anybody that's looking at us that has interest, that is what they expect from the conversations we've been having. But that's just not enough for me. You know, I'm not one of those coaches that I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. Yeah, but I have dreams too, and I want to be a Final Four coach. And in order to do that, and I want players that want to be a part of the Final Four, and this group did. All right. But I'm young in this, and we're just getting started. And so the next step is to get a Janiyah Barker out the portal, to get a Lauren Betts out the portal, because that's what Corey did. And now they're going to the Elite Eight.
Talking about coaching, I want to know, I mean, one of the things you did is you got Madison Scott to come to your program, the first McDonald's All-American in school history, after you had an 0-16 season in conference. That's some coaching and recruiting there. Can you just remind us again, you know, kind of what took place and how you got Maddie here?
Yeah, I mean, when Maddie and I talked about what the dreams and aspirations would be, I told her, you know, by your senior year, we'll go to at least a Sweet 16. And Maddie has done way more than that. This is our second Sweet 16 for 4 20-win seasons. You know, the list goes on, and she's been a part of that. So she just believed. And that's what I was telling her in the locker room. Like, I know the game didn't go how you wanted it to go, but don't be mistaken the imprint that you have left in the Oxford community, me, and this team and this program. Now, the standard now is Sweet 16 or beyond. And, you know, my whole life, I've just never thought that you can just skip steps. I've always said that, Evie, you've listened to me talk a lot of times. And I look, and we just lost to a team that went to Sweet 16 twice. And now it's their time to reap. And so I'm just not going to lose hope and faith. We're just going to continue to sow so that when it's our time to reap, we'll be ready.
Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. Your players were up here just talking about how you were able to kind of bring the best out of them and, you know, believe in them and make them to the players that they wanted to be when they came to this program. How are you able to do that in so many different players?
Well, you see these gray hairs I got right here? And I'm 42 years young. You know, the way that the sport is right now, it makes you want to have a cold heart. It makes you want to have everything transactional. And then that is a challenge because we as coaches, I don't know that any coaches from my era has got, or before me, got into it for it to be transactional. We all had good leaders, Pat Summit, C. Vivian Stringer, like we were taught to do this because this was our ministry. And so, I try to get people that fit the Ole Miss culture, and I just try to pour into them. And some days I wonder if I can still do that because the way it's become a business and it's disheartening to watch. But my dad's 78, and every Saturday at 9 a.m., if you're looking for him in the Bahamas, he's on the outside court working with like 20 to 25 kids, developing them. It's in my DNA. So for me, I'm just going to always try to pour into people, inspire them, get them to be more than they think that they should be, because that is what a coach is. A coach is someone that makes people believe more than they do themselves. And so I'm going to stick with that, and hopefully I can still have a job moving forward in this environment.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. First, I think both you and Corey Close are glad that Lauren didn't play that much at Stanford.
For sure. You're right. I never thought of it like that. It worked out for her in the end.
You sort of alluded to this, but you know LSU very well. You've been scouting UCLA, faced them. How do you think that matchup plays out on Sunday?
No comment. I'm rooting for the SEC, though. Kim Mulkey been around for a long time. You can't count her out. She's an OG. She'll figure it out. They're going to ship us out, but I wish I could be here to watch that.
One last question. We can go to Zoom for Donna Sprayberry to close us out. Donna?
Hey, Coach. A lot of people outside the SEC don't realize that this is 50 years of women's basketball at Ole Miss, and we've had a lot of events at the pavilion this year. You've had coaches come back, old players come back. Just thinking back on those times, what's one time or a memory that you saw really impacted you and the kids and the players?
I think when we had our reunion and the players came back, we had players and coaches from Team 1 all the way up. So that was pretty cool just to be in the presence of, in our practice facility, you walk in and all of the Elite 8 teams are up. And I opted not to take it down because it's inspiring to me, and I don't think you erase history, right? And so, one of the things that's cool about being at Ole Miss is, all of those coaches from Van to Kara Ross, even Lynn Dunn, I hear from them on like all the time. Kara Ross was at Baylor. Armenti was on this trip. She was a part of one of those Elite 8 teams, and the support has been tremendous. So I think that moment was the best. I really enjoyed it. I really want to make them proud. They pour into me so much. I don't know how many other institutions, the coaches, still pour in to the present coach, and I hear from every last one of them. So, that would be the one that I will always remember.
All right. Thank you, Coach.